Machiavellian Macron wants to control whole EU and sees rivals as lesser people. Emmanuel Macron has been accused of plotting to control the EU's future, with an expert claiming the French president views rivals as lesser people. Professor Jeremy Black, author of France, A Short History, claimed that Mr. Macron is planning to win the French election so he can mold the EU in his vision. He added that Mr. Macron sees himself as the key director of Europe. This comes after polls for the French election opened earlier today, April 7. Mr. Macron is currently the frontrunner to win the election, with Marine Le Pen expected to come in second place, joining him in the second round. Speaking to Express.co.uk, Professor Black said, "I don't think Macron is a man of much self-doubt. He is planning to win the election and planning to use that in order to mold the EU in his vision. He sees Europe as a proto-international player with him being the key director of it." Speaking about Mr. Macron's position among fellow European leaders, Professor Black said he doesn't think Mr. Macron cares about what other people think. The French president is not particularly bothered by people who disagree with him, Professor Black said, adding that he sees them as lesser people. Professor Black was speaking just days after Polish Prime Minister Mateusz Morawiecki accused the French leader of negotiating with Hitler, referring to his meetings with Vladimir Putin. He said, "What have you achieved? Have you stopped any of the actions that have taken place? Criminals are not negotiated with, criminals must be fought. Nobody negotiated with Hitler. You would negotiate with Hitler, with Stalin, with Pol Pot afterwards?" In response, Mr. Macron's office said it is important for Putin to understand the demands of Western countries and the cost for Russia of disregarding them, adding, "From the onset, the president has used all available means to make Putin stop the war, massive sanctions, support to Ukraine, demands made directly to President Putin during their calls." Speaking about this criticism, Professor Black said, "I don't think Macron cares. He's got a very strong self-image. Macron's position is that he represents France. He represents Europe. He represents the future. That's Macron's position. So he's not to be particularly bothered by people who disagree with him. He's going to see them as lesser people because that's very much Macron's approach to opposition. He very much ignores it. He claims to listen but he never realizes that involves listening." Thank you for watching our videos. Subscribe to our channel to get notifications when we post newest videos. Thank you and goodbye.